Ransomware is something which is basically a malware which can remotely encrypt your files. Now, normally the vector of spread is a malicious file which comes by email or by file sharing. Once you click on that, the process of encryption starts in background. So when you see that screen, the infection has taken place quite long time back, because it's a very intensive process where the malware has been encrypting your files. So once it encrypts, it locks them, and they can be decrypted only with a key which is present with the attacker. And since that key is so unique that if you want to normally decode it, it will take probably millions of years with the present computational power to guess the encryption key. And I think they are using military grade encryption to as a part of this ransomware. Now, why this WannaCrypt or WannaCry has been so successful? See, earlier it used to be something like a drive-by infection, or with a spam mail, that if somebody who's I should say not wise enough to click a link on his email, then he would probably get affected. So there used to be some kind of contribution from the user, contributory negligence. But this probably does not require. So WannaCry or WannaCrypt does not require any kind of user negligence. So this is utilizing a particular flaw which is called a zero-day exploit. A zero-day exploit is a vulnerability which is present in the operating system at the time the operating system is made. Now, there is a great value for 0 days in the dark market, in the black market, in the dark web, and also with criminals and with agencies. Anybody who wants to have remote access to others' computers. So these are normally kept secret and sold at a very high price. It so happens that this possibly is an exploit called Eternal Blue, which has been leaked by somebody who calls themselves shadow brokers, and they have combined this with the ransomware, and it is utilizing the normal file sharing of Windows, which is called SMB. By default, normally SMB is enabled on Windows system. So if you disable the SMB also, there is a fair chance that you will survive this ransomware attack. Otherwise, Windows had rolled out a patch in March only, and I don't know why people did not update their computers. But if your computer has not been affected, please go and install the patch now. Check your operating system. There's a link which Windows has given. Just Google for Windows ransomware patch. You would get to the page where this is probably a 24th March announcement. There's a March announcement from Windows where go to your particular operating system, check up whether it's a 32-bit operating system or a 64-bit operating system, whether it's Service Pack 1 or 2. Go to the exact operating system, download the patch. It's a 30-35 MB patch. Install it, and you will be safe from this ransomware. If you have been affected, I suppose that you would have been wise enough to keep a backup of your data. Since if your data has been critical, you would have already kept a backup of it. If you have not been affected, for future, see that proper firewalls are there, latest antiviruses are there, your computer is properly patched, and that you have proper policies about file sharing, and you educate your user. If you have corporate users or home users, please tell them not to click links in emails, not to open suspicious files, not to open files which are not from trusted sources, because you are it's very much possible that it may contain a malicious payload which may encrypt your computers. We strictly say that do not pay ransom to these attackers, because it helps their business, and next time they'll prepare better exploits to harm you and your systems. Somehow we are not seeing many complaints being registered, but the helpline which Maharashtra Cyber started with a company called Quick Heal has received 282 calls till afternoon. I have not checked the latest figures. This helpline is for 2 days. We have kept 2 dedicated malware experts on that, and they have been explaining to people as to how to protect themselves by applying these patches and other tools. So you cannot segregate it. Anybody having a Windows computer is potentially vulnerable here. So what information I get from tech groups is that India is badly affected. But probably we have this culture of silence where nobody is coming and telling forward, telling about it, that they have been affected by this ransomware. But the information which I have from antivirus companies is that we have been affected quite badly. No, it's not a targeted attack. It's like a general thing it's like a general epidemic infection. So, and it's not also about websites. It's not targeted, it's not a website defacement, it's a different kind of thing. It is something which is remotely locking your computers, remotely encrypting your computers. So that can happen to anybody. It can happen if you are a Windows user, you are a potential target. The amount of ransom here is fixed, and it comes as a message as to they give you a time and they tell you that how much ransom you have to pay. So it's a standard message which comes to everybody. There is no personally identifiable information attached to a Bitcoin. So though it is money, though it has money value, but it is it's like a hash value, PQ976321. Now how do you know who it belongs to? But yes, this particular Bitcoin address, whatever has been given by the attacker, has been tagged, and people know that how many payments he has been getting. Every Bitcoin contains a ledger of its own transactions. So you can come to know that these many Bitcoins have been paid to this account. पर ये अकाउंट किसका है ये आप पता नहीं कर सकते, वो आइडेंटिटी आप उसमें से पता नहीं कर सकते. ATMs fortunately are on their own secure network and they communicated through encrypted channels to with banks and payment gateways. They are not exposed to internet, but they are ultimately Windows machines, and that too, most of the ATMs in India are XP. It's a very old operating system, XP vintage. They are open to this also and other kind of malware also. But since they operate in almost a separate demilitarized zone or on an encrypted network, they are not vulnerable, because they are not vulnerable in that sense that they are not exposed to infection. If an infection comes there, then they would be affected. A helpline number given by Maharashtra Cyber and Quick Heal is 0253 6631 777.